Welcome back to the Tractor Time with Tim Dream Shop build. We're making great progress and the building has really taken shape. If you're just joining us, we're building a large shop and office addition to our home. In the background here, you see our large I-beam door being installed. We had an entire episode on that. Go check it out. But today, we're going to focus on one of my favorite parts of the new shop, the second floor mezzanine. Emmanuel, the lead carpenter, is going to be gone for several days, so I'm working with him to try to get these posts up before he goes. The engineering plan called for 2 posts here, and we decided to put 3 in. There's going to be a lot of load on these 3 posts, and we just wanted to make sure we had plenty of ground contact there. We chose to dig this area with a backhoe rather than post hole auger because they are so close together. I think it was the right decision. We've got a nice firm foundation there, but it did make setting the posts a bit more difficult. We had to deal with all 3 of them at the same time. You're not seeing it here, but we used extra concrete around these posts. I think we're going to have a really good foundation here. And we're going to need it, as you'll see. The next morning, we got started on setting this main triple 14-inch LVL beam. It's no telling how much this single beam cost me. I didn't even ask.
Izzy is keeping Dad warm today.
Yeah, we'll talk more about the big beam and all the span here in a little bit, so stick with us. Meanwhile, we're trying to get a couple of I-joists up here, one in the middle to hold the main beam in place, and now we're starting at the end. You can tell when this Amish team gets into a rhythm, doing something a bit repetitive that they've done over and over on other projects. They recognize their different roles and things start moving really fast. Got a skeleton crew here today, but we're already accomplishing pretty big things, or at least things that look big, right? This has been one of the key design elements that I've got for this shop. We're starting on the mezzanine. Let me show you a little closer what is unique about it. So what you see right here behind me is 3 posts in the ground, very close, right? I mean, you would typically not see this many posts in this proximity, right? This is supposed to be about 5 foot. And then you'll notice there's no end post. Yeah, we go down to the end and that triple LVL up there is just goes to nowhere. That's the plan. And we did have an engineer approve this, so before you start commenting, that won't work. It is PE approved. The idea is to have this cantilever here so that we can work under this section here. I can even drive equipment under here. There'll be plenty of room. The ceiling is going to be 9 foot. It looks like 10 foot now because, you know, we're low, but I'm getting closer and closer to the ground level here as I step on this hump. But the point is it's 9 foot ceilings, and that for a lot of our equipment is plenty to be able to get under and work if we want to get under here close. Now back to this 5 foot section. I'm going to cover both sides of this with slat wall from epiplastics.com. Double check that website, it's right here. And I'm going to put that on both sides for a tool wall of sorts, right? And you'd say, well, why do you want to give up 5 foot of the middle of your wall? And the reason I am willing to give this up is because the lift is going to go right out here, basically where the camera is, right? So being that the lift is right here, I found in my other shop, I can't walk right through the lift anyway. So this is a perfect place for the tool wall. And then if the lift is pretty close here, we can even reach this side of the tool wall from that area, right? So I can be inside the lift working and reach out to the tool wall and get something. We might put some shelving there on that slat wall. It'll be ultimately flexible, right? That's the beauty of slat wall. We'll go into that in a lot more detail when we get to that stage, but the idea is configurable organization based on what we need. I'm already taking advantage of no corner post.
Okay, so the fork truck goes under there. So they're gonna cut that post off.
It should cut it off 2 inches below that I-joist.
2 inches below the I-joist?
Is that what it turns out to be? Yeah. These are 14-inch LVLs. That I-joist is not temporary, but it's unique because it's overlapping. It's not, you know, see the rest of them are running into the joist hangers. This one's overlapping past the other LVL. It was intentionally put up right beside this post, but yes, the post gets cut off. Then we'll screw the I-joist into the LVL once we've got it put up there.
Oh, there's another LVL.
A double thickness LVL that's going to go this way. So here's another interesting aspect of the engineered design that we've got. We started out with an I-joist right next to the post that we're going this way. And then we're gonna have 3 LVLs. And the reason for these 3 LVLs is because this is where the extra weight is gonna be. I'll put my solar batteries there. Actually, the first batteries that I'm getting are wall mounted, and so they'll be very near those posts. Everything should be fine, right? But you know, it's possible I may get more batteries that may actually be floor mounted or rack mounted. Who knows what may happen in the future there. So I wanted to have plenty of strength in this area to be able to have extra weight. These LVLs should give us that. 28 foot long, 16 foot wide. I really don't have a feeling of how big that's going to look yet. I mean, I had the renderings, of course, but even with the frame put up here, I don't have a good feeling of how, you know, how spacious it's going to appear up there, especially that mechanical room. I may have to about see the subfloor and be up there on it to really get a good feel. I don't have a good price quote for this mezzanine, so I'm not sure specifically how much it's costing me, but I suspect it's costing me a lot more per interior square foot than even making the building bigger. It just seemed like what we needed to do, right? I mean, having a mezzanine just seems like what you do in a tall building, and it made it work well for the space that we have and for that mechanical room, some extra storage that Christy and I were wanting, for stuff that we don't really want in the house, but we don't really want just out in the open shed either, you know, in-house Christmas decorations, that type of thing. We just needed a little more space for that. We don't have a basement, so part of this mezzanine will serve as what we've always had for basement storage in the past. The I-joists are all in now, and they're putting the subfloor down.
Does it feel sturdy to you?
This?
Yeah.
Not too bad.
Not too bad. This is from the far back corner of the new shop, looking towards the mezzanine, obviously. This is from just inside the big I-beam door.
Well, here we are on the mezzanine. What do you think, Christy? Is it as big as you thought it would be? Bigger, smaller?
Once I'm up here, it's bigger than I thought it is from downstairs.
Yep. So the mechanical room wall will be somewhere about here. And that all area will be mechanical room. It's going to be a pretty big mechanical room. And then the rest of this will be storage area, a little smaller storage area than mechanical room. Not that we can't use the mechanical room for some storage too, but stairs will go here, of course. We still have a little left to right shake out here, but we're really not attached to much. Okay, the stairs aren't in yet, and they're going to give us a lot of, restrict that left to right movement a lot. Right now, these posts pretty tall, right? So they can still give a lot.
Will there be any cross bracing between the 3 pillars downstairs?
We could, but that's that way, and that seems to be pretty good, right? I mean, don't have much that way. We do have some this way down here, especially the further we get.
You didn't scare me, so it's all right.
Yeah, but you're down there.
That's true.
Put you on the ladder and we'll see whether it scares you or not.
No, don't do that.
Plenty of headroom. So even with flooring and ceiling, I won't, flat-footed, I won't be able to touch the ceiling. That's what we needed. And that's even with 9-foot ceilings on the first floor.
There's Dave down there.
I don't see Dave rushing to get up here.
No, I was thinking about crawling up there. Not real happy about the slider placement, but
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
I don't know if I can get down, but
We're all up here for the afternoon now till they build the stairs.
I mean, I can generally stand there at the edge and look over.
A couple of guys are working over here to do the interior framing on the mezzanine. It's really not that complex. We've got a wall going around most of it, and then one wall in the interior to separate that mechanical room from the rest of the storage area. It's worked out almost perfectly this week. We've had wonderful weather, and they just got the steel on the outside, just finished up a lot of the details, and the rain came. So we're seeing the end of this first phase come fairly soon, I think, at this point. Horizontal girts along these 2 walls. This wall back here is where I'm going to be mounting all of the solar equipment, the batteries, and the inverters, and all this type of equipment's going on this back wall. So I'll have to have some sort of fireproof material. I may have to extend that over here because I may put some of the solar equipment, the actual grid connection pieces, maybe over here. I'm not really sure yet. When I say over here, there's a wall going to be right here in front of me. Right here, this is going to be the end of the mechanical room. So any of that stuff would have to be in here. We have about 4 foot at the top of the stairs. So you come up to the top of the stairs, you'll have a landing here that you can turn out. And then the doorway should be right in here for the mechanical room. The camera is actually in this larger storage room out here that we don't really know what we're going to use it for, but given that we have no basement and we've always had a basement in the past, we need storage. So it'll probably be full.
You're not them, Tim.
I'm not young like them, am I? So this is a late breaking idea. Not sure exactly how it's going to work or if it will work, but it would be nice to be able to use this attic space behind me over the office for storage as well. And given that we have 9-foot ceilings on the first floor, we're thinking those stairs are going to go down fast enough that we could actually have a little walkway across here and a doorway in here for the attic space. Okay, so we would just have a little walkway right across here, a true exterior door here, custom sized exterior door that wouldn't be very tall, So we'd kind of have to crawl in here, but we at least would have this entire space, which is 30 foot long. At the floor, it's almost 8 foot wide, and I can stand up in the center. So there's a lot of space here for certain types of storage that would be useful. This would truly be cold or hot attic storage, but be fairly accessible. We'll come up the stairs into the storage room here in the shop, and then come through this insulated door here. I kind of like that.
Okay, they're getting ready to build the, is it called a stringer?
You never seen this before?
On TV.
Really? Well, your tractor is a superstar now.
I believe the framing is one of my favorite parts because you really get to see it coming together, and it comes together quickly. Now these stairs are coming along nicely. Typically you would put the stairs in after the concrete. I requested them to be put in earlier because I need to do some electrical work and all, and I'm going to have my mechanical room upstairs, as you know. And we're not going to have the final treads on them. They're looking for short 2x4s now that we can use for treads temporarily until we figure out, you know, the exact widths. And then they said they will cut the final treads, each tread independently, to make sure that they get a really tight fit going forward. But yeah, this is kind of gives a good look of what's going to be like. Nice improvement to this ladder.
Yeah, I wouldn't come up here till that was done.
Oh, is this your first time up here? Except, well, you were up here the other day.
I was up here a couple times, but
no more on that ladder.
Well, actually, they got the wall in, and for me, it was
worse.
Easier to crawl up the wall than it was come up that ladder. I don't like ladders.
Let's take a walk into the mechanical room here through the new door. Dave and I already have a rat's nest of cables ran, mainly because both of us are horrible at estimating distance, apparently. Now we'll look out the mechanical room door towards the main storage area. They have the steel on the big I-beam door. We're not done yet. We'll have more details of the project in our next episode. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time on Tractor Time with Tim. How abundant are the good things that you have stored up for those who fear you, that you bestow in the sight of all, on those who take refuge in you.
Hey, Kitty. Hey, Bo. How you doing? Yeah. You're walking on the stairpiece. Yeah. Hi, Bullseye.